Why were the Uchiha doomed from the start? The curse of hatred. From the moment the Sage of Six Paths divided his sons, the world of shinobi was set on a collision course. A clash of ideals, a cycle of war, and at the center of that cycle stood the Uchiha clan. A lineage born from love, fueled by passion, and destroyed by tragedy. Today, we're diving into the truth the Hidden Leaf never wanted to admit. The Uchiha were never meant to flourish. They were designed to fall. Welcome to the story of the clan doomed from the start. The true beginning, Indra's legacy. Before there was an Uchiha, there was Indra Otsutsuki, the genius, the prodigy, and the first heir to the sage's power. But Indra was given something special, something far more dangerous than chakra, a burden, a curse, the inability to be chosen. When Hagoromo favored his younger son Ashura, Indra's descendants inherited more than Sharingan. They inherited a spiritual wound, a legacy of resentment that slept inside every Uchiha heart. The Sharingan wasn't just a gift of power. It was a mirror of the soul, awakening strongest when its wielder experienced loss, heartbreak, and despair. From the very beginning, the clan's power was tied to their suffering. They were born from love, but empowered by trauma, and Konoha was not prepared to handle a clan like that. The Uchiha and the Senju, a peace built on ashes. When Madara and Hashirama united their clans, they believed they could escape the legacy of Indra and Ashura. Hashirama dreamed of peace, Madara dreamed of survival. But the village was built on a contradiction. The Uchiha were needed, the Uchiha were feared, and the Uchiha were never trusted. Even as co-founders of the Leaf, the clan was treated like a dangerous weapon, a necessary evil that had to be kept on a leash. The Senju had the political power, the Uchiha had the eyes that could turn that power upside down. And every Hokage after Hashirama inherited that fear. How Konoha built a cage for the clan. The turning point came after the Nine Tails attack. Even though we, the audience, know that Obito manipulated the beast, the village didn't. To the Leaf, the connection between the Sharingan and the Nine Tails was obvious. And in fear, the village made its greatest mistake. They turned the Uchiha district into a prison, a police force in name, a surveillance target in reality. The clan was pushed to the outskirts of the village, physically and politically. They were cut off from decision-making, viewed as threats, and monitored constantly. The Uchiha didn't realize it at the time, but they had already lost. A clan as emotional, proud, and united as theirs cannot survive when forced into a corner. And that corner is where the coup began. The coup, an explosion waiting to happen. The Uchiha's planned rebellion wasn't born from the hatred of the Leaf. It was born from desperation, from being silenced, from seeing their children treated like criminals, from watching their role in the village erased. To the clan, a coup was the only path left. But to the village elders, the coup was the nightmare they had always predicted. And so they turned to the one Uchiha they believed they could control, Itachi, a child forced to choose between his blood and his home, a prodigy who understood one truth the clan could not. The Uchiha were not fighting for power. They were fighting against fate, and fate had already won. Why the Uchiha were truly doomed? Let's break down the reasons the clan was destined to fall. 1. They inherited Indra's curse, emotional intensity, and grief-driven power. The stronger they became, the more tragedy shaped them. 2. Their Sharingan made them feared. A power that thrives on trauma is a threat to any political system. 3. The Leaf treated them as outsiders even after the village was founded. Hashirama's dream died with him. 4. The Nine Tails attack created a perfect excuse for discrimination. Suspicion became policy. 5. The coup made conflict inevitable. Both sides believed they were defending peace. 6. The elders' decision guaranteed the clan's extinction. Even without Itachi, Danzo was ready to strike. The Uchiha didn't fall because they were evil. They didn't fall because they were power hungry. They didn't fall because they couldn't control themselves. They fell because every part of their identity, their power, their history, their emotions was incompatible with the political world they lived in. They were a spark trapped in a powder keg, and eventually the spark ignited. The tragedy of a clan that loved too deeply. The Uchiha clan's downfall is one of Naruto's greatest tragedies, not because it was unexpected, but because it was inevitable. A clan of passion in a world that feared emotion. A clan of visionaries in a world that needed stability. A clan born with a curse they never asked for. In the end, the Uchiha weren't destroyed by their hatred. They were destroyed because of the world's fear of it. And that is why the Uchiha were doomed from the start.